The Lake Alice photos were so blue and so loud. Every paper I put next to them just died. It was all too flat and too quiet. So I built a scene using layers of die cuts, mountains, trees, the lake itself, something that could hold its own. But here's the thing, the photos are always the hero. So the scene fights back, but not too much. Let's see if I can make it work. So we're back with another sketch. This has got 4 small photos along the bottom, 1 portrait, another one there, and then a very large photo here, which in the source layout also included the title printed onto the photo. So these are the photos that I'm going to be working with. As promised, they're taken from our trip to Washington State, and this is the layout, which I've changed slightly, of course, because I'm metrifying. So I've actually gone for 2 large photos to increase that height. And again, to increase the height, I've made this picture here a square rather than it was originally one of these. I've been looking at papers, and I initially went to Nature Walk, which had these 2, which I think definitely could work, but I don't really want to use them together. And then I pulled this one out from Weekend Adventure, which I think could be really good because it's got lots of fir trees, and as you can see, there's loads of fir trees in the pictures. And then I also found these 2 little pieces from Utterly Adorable, which I thought the colours actually go really nicely. And from where I had metrified previously, I've got these bits cut off that would have left me with an A4 piece out of the 12 by 12. So I could definitely bookmark the 2 as per the sketch. And then I have also got the Lakeside Retreat card kit. And we stayed in a wooden cabin, and obviously we're doing paddling, and this guy has a life jacket on, so I'm thinking some of these might come in as well. Initially, I was thinking that maybe this kind of a colour would go in across the middle, and then the blue would be our edge strips, so those would be onto the blue. But I just feel like that's too much the same. I mean, the blue does stand off quite nicely off the green, but yeah, I'm just not feeling it. So then I was thinking about this piece, which I'm hoping, because it's very tone on tone, it won't look as busy as it sort of might initially feel. And I should be able to cut this in half, and then that would account for the 2 larger pieces of the paper. So then it's a case of, do I stick with this blue, which had been my original idea, and we'd be looking something like that, or do I go for these fishy pondweedy bits from Utterly Adorable? That's kind of the option. And I think what my instinct is telling me is, if I use this, we are going to find that the blue in the photos fades into the background maybe. Let's just try it over on this side, see if that is what's happening. Yeah, you see, like that picture of me in sky, and this piece here of sky of my mum and the pedal boat, that's all fading back, and obviously that's not what I want. So I think I am quite keen on the bishy bits. Do these pieces fit on here? Yes, they do, so that works well. And then it's just a case of, do we like the green? Because two greens do go together quite nicely. There's Old Olive in both paper packs. I am a bit concerned about these two papers next to each other. I think we would put a border in, which we can definitely do. Or do we go for, oh, can I get another another layer in for the wood grain effect instead of the green? I think it's lacking something without the green. I mean, and I know we could put green mats in. I feel like that's all a bit too washed out now. Right, so I'll cut those pieces down and I'll have a think about what colours we could put at the border. I have already got Secret Sea out because I was thinking that's a really nice match for some of the shadows. And I was thinking of putting these photos because they're on kind of one single mat on each side. So I thought they would look nice against the dark. So I probably don't want to also put a run of Secret Sea. Maybe it is a green. I've decided on using the Peaceful Pine because if I want to bring this picture in from the card kit, that just brings the green in from the Peaceful Pine. It didn't actually go with anything else, but I think together it's going to work. So I'm just going to ink up the edges and I'm going with Peaceful Pine all around, and then we can get this stuck down. So I've got the new stamping pad, the magnetic one, and we'll just do a bit of inking on the edges. And now I'm going to have a go at building a scene to use in that space that's here on the layout. So I've cut 2 rows of trees, the lake and the mountains, and that's Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive and Blueberry and Bushel. And then I've got the pine trees, and per the photos the trees come quite a long way up against the mountains. They should stick. And then we've got this one, and I want to try and get these so they're quite overlapping but not exactly matching up. So we'll stagger it slightly. That's looking nice. And then I'm going to put a little bit of a dot on top. I've been working on my embellishments, and because I had these 2 tags in the sketch but they aren't working for my layout, I'm actually going to put the 2 tags over on this side. So what I have been preparing is various embellishments, but this is the main one, and then these are the planks from the Notes and Totes set. So first off, we're going to stick this down, and you'll see I've cut the strips so it's not too thick a layout of a layer of card, and I wanted to tuck that under here slightly and then put this edge up, and then got my Wink of Stella, and I thought I just would do a small number of wavy lines just to give the water a bit of texture. The other embellishments I've got are various pine trees from different old adventure type layouts. They're the couple of tags from the sketch. Made a few banners, and that tartan or plaid, as a lot of our friends across the pond call it, is actually from the Paper Pumpkin set. So it's the back of one of these card bases, so that I can still use for the front of a card base, and this I could still use for a few pieces. But I really like having pulled the two greens together. So that's the Mossy Meadow as well as the Peaceful Pine. So I'm going to start popping things in and we can see how it's coming together. First off with the tags. So my plan is, you know, usually recommended to do the heavier tone lower down. So I'm thinking those will go like that. And then I have the life jacket and the oars also from the card set. And I was thinking that these might be going on here somehow, but see how I feel, because there's quite a lot of space here, so we could move it more onto the photo. We'll see how that goes. So then this banner tail, I've decided is going under here and is just going to be a base for this quite spindly pine tree. So I'm thinking that that probably it's going to be something like that, so a little bit overlooking the photo and standing up on this base so that it has something to ground it. And with this busy pondweed kind of a background, I felt that the tree was getting lost, which is why I've put that banner tail in behind. It did look like these trees with they are quite tall and spindly, those trees. Then over here, this is where I'm going to have the flip flap, and I'm going to put the journaling inside there. But because I wanted to bring the tartan from here and here over to this side as well, I decided I'm going to make this as like a little tab for this to lift this up and open it. So I had been thinking about tucking this in under here and thinking that I'd need to cut it, but actually I quite liked it that it was on the top of the journaling like that, because there's not heaps to say for this journaling. I like that, and then this can go on top and you'll still see it, but when you open it there'll be some more to see. And I was thinking I might put a bit of Wink of Stella on that as well if it was going to be visible, which with this new plant it definitely is. I was quite aware of this hard edge here, so what I wanted to do was build a few more of the trees around it to just blend it in a bit more. I found a couple of good stamps that I want to use, and I'm going to put this Love This Moment in a circle with the die that matches the ring that we've got over there. And then this one, it says Washington DC on it. Now we were technically in Washington State, so I thought I might see if I could just cover up the DC with a little bit of washi tape and see if we can stamp that. Let's try that. And this one I'm thinking is going to go on the right hand page, and I wanted to stamp this one in the blueberry bushel so it's a bit more vibrant. So we'll give this a nice dip in the ink, and then just use the tweezers to remove that little bit of tape, and hopefully this will be a good impression. But I think that works. I need to maybe pop that up on a little bit of foam tape because it's overlapping the two layers of photos. And then I found a teeny tiny geotag marker, so I've cut that in yellow because I realised I didn't actually have anything yellow that just picks up the yellow of the kayak. So this gives us a third little spot of yellow. And my plan is, if that is going kind of there-ish, then this is just going to sit in here. So we just got the journaling to do, which I'm just going to do on a white piece of card, and then want some sticky gems, and I do want some more yellow. Here are my yellows. So this one, I think I like, get the pebbles from the card kit and put these in here. There we are, all finished. So again, I've just popped the flip flap back down. You can see the little carton tag, and that opens up. I ended up just using print paper to print this out because I've already got enough layers of paper, that being that it was getting backed onto cardstock anyway, I didn't see there was a point in adding more bulk than was necessary. So if I pick up this side, you can hopefully see the gems having a little sparkle. They've got little bits of tinsel-y stuff in them, and then that's the tree in that area there. And then on this side, hopefully we'll be able to catch the wink of Stella. There we go. And can you see it? And if I open that, can you see it on the water as well? I'm struggling to catch it on the water. I can see it. And there's our little scene. There we go. First Washington layout in the book. That's what we do when the photos are drowning out the paper. Build something to hold its own. Add a little shimmer detail, gives it just enough punch. The photos stay the hero and the scene is the supporting act. That's how we make it work. Join the gang. Come back next Friday where I'm going to be looking at some rainbow wedding photos. Thanks for watching. Bye.